50 calories, giant Rice Krispie, way bigger, double the size that you would get at the store. It is the size of my head. Let's try it. Homemade Rice Krispies are so simple to make. I am kind of frustrated that it took me this long to get it right. It's so frustrating to see all these healthy, low-calorie Rice Krispie recipes online, and they put like a cup of peanut butter, mix it with some Rice Krispies, and it's just like, you just made Rice Krispies have, yeah, I guess a bit less sugar, but it's like 3 times the amount of calories as regular Rice Krispies. But today we are changing things up. We're gonna make Rice Krispies way more voluminous, way lower calorie, and way lower sugar. So if you're ready to make a real low-calorie Rice Krispie treat, grab your 0-calorie marshmallows and let's get it started. As you can see, I ate half of it, but we still got plenty. Before you start this recipe, just tear off some marshmallow. I actually got it on my first try, let's go. You're gonna want a container that you want your Rice Krispie to be the size of. I have something like this right here. It's about the size of my face. For comparison, this is a salt shaker, this is the container. It's about the same size. But it doesn't matter what you use, get any container, get a flower pot, it doesn't really matter. Cut yourself a slab of 0-calorie marshmallows. If you haven't seen the video on how to make this, I'll link it in one of the corners somewhere. This slab is 60 grams. But whatever your grams is, it doesn't matter, just cut yourself a slab and then divide that number by 4. So since my slab of marshmallow is 60 grams, I'm gonna use 15 grams of Rice Krispies. Actually, this is puffed rice. It is completely up to you what you wanna use. You can use Rice Krispies or you could use puffed rice. The thing with puffed rice is it is half the calories of Rice Krispies. A cup of Rice Krispies would be 110 calories. A cup of puffed rice is 50 calories. Take the number of marshmallow grams, 60, divided by 4, and you'll get 15. 15 is a cup of puffed rice. If you're using regular Rice Krispies, take your amount of marshmallows, divide it in half, which means 30 grams. I don't know if I confused you guys, but basically, marshmallow divided by 4 equals grams of puffed rice. Marshmallow divided by 2, or half, equals grams of Rice Krispies. This is all a science, but it really doesn't matter. You can just cut yourself a slab and eyeball everything and you'll be completely fine. And once you have your marshmallow cut out, take it and put it in any glass container because we're gonna need to microwave it. If you wanna help it out a little bit, just rip it into some balls and throw it in. Try not to eat any. That is marshmallow chunks in a cup. Now you're gonna wanna get some parchment paper because things get sticky in this kitchen and parchment paper just solves all your problems. If you wanna help yourself a little bit, take some water, put it in the container, just a little bit, swivel it around. Now you got a wet glass container. Take your parchment. God, that's a bad sound. Now put it in, and if we did this right, it's gonna stick to the bottom. Voila, look at that. I learned this from you guys. Thank you for commenting and telling me about this. Amazing hack. Let's get the Rice Krispie making started. Take your marshmallows in your microwave, 30 seconds. And just wait for it and hit leg day. You hit it once when you're making marshmallows, you hit it twice when you're microwaving marshmallows. 3, 2, 1. Close enough. This is what it's gonna look like. It's gonna look like a giant puff ball. You gotta work quickly here. Take all your Rice Krispies, put it in, pat it down. You wanna get it all wet, all coated in marshmallow. Keep stirring. Try not to make a mess, but once you have it all stirred, put it in your parchment. What I like to do is get another piece of parchment paper, put it right on top, and then get something that you could press it down with and put that on top and just press. So I just have a smaller container. You know those Russian dolls? We're basically doing that in the kitchen right now. Take 2 containers and just press. That's gonna help your Rice Krispie get flat and even. And then all you gotta do is wait. And while I'm waiting 2 minutes, I'm gonna clean up my kitchen because there are Rice Krispies everywhere. It's a messy recipe, but if you're not as messy as me, you won't have Rice Krispies everywhere. Pro tip, you're gonna have erythritol or artificial sweetener or whatever stuck to your glass container, and if you wanna get it off, don't panic because it looks like it's gonna be stuck forever. Just put the cup in the sink and run it under hot water for a few minutes, and then just let it sit there in that really warm water, and in a few minutes, all that erythritol is just gonna melt away and it's gonna be clean. And after waiting 2 minutes, this is way closer to room temperature instead of it being really hot from being microwaved. So take this and throw it in your freezer. And leave it in your freezer for 5 minutes. This is a good way to spend your time. And 5 minutes later, it's supposed to peel off. And now this is a 50-calorie Rice Krispie that is way bigger than the ones you buy in the store. And those are 100 calories and about half the size. They're such a small square. You could eat them in 2 bites and then it's gone and you're like, I wish I had 10 more of these. You might want 10 more of these as well, but it's gonna be half the calories and double the size. Guys, look at this thing. 50 calories. It is the size of my head. Let's try it. You literally get that marshmallowy, soft, sugary, sweet taste. And you know how Rice Krispies aren't crunchy, they're chewy. You pull them and they chew apart. It's literally the exact same, just way bigger. Look at that. And remember, if you make the puffed rice version and you want a little bit of that reminder of real Rice Krispies, just take a few pebbles, sprinkle them right on top, and then press them down like this. And they're gonna stick. And then take this, extra crunch, baby. You can even make smaller bite-sized Rice Krispies like this. Just small, tiny circles. You just take them as a snack wherever you go. And my favorite Rice Krispies were not the plain ones. They weren't even the sprinkled ones. Guys, sprinkles are just colorful, but they don't really add to the taste. They were the chocolate ones. Not chocolate Rice Krispies, but they had a little chocolate layer on top. A little chocolate drizzle. So if you want to do that, just take some sugar-free chocolate syrup. And then pop this in the freezer. We're gonna let it chill for a few minutes. And while it's chilling, we're gonna finish this one. By the way, calories and macros, it's 50 calories for this entire thing. It's basically straight carbs. There's no fat, there's barely any protein, maybe a gram, maybe 2 if you're lucky. It's just all carbs. But that's okay because they're low calorie. Not everything needs to be high in protein. You can put a chicken breast on top of this if you want to, and eat it like that. This can be the open-faced sandwich bread. Few more pebbles. I tried making this with whey protein. I put Greek yogurt in it. It was unnecessary. It was extra. Why? Reminds me of my childhood. Chocolate drizzled Rice Krispie treat. I just love that little chocolate hit. Lucky, come here. You want some Rice Krispies? No, you can't have it. there's erythritol in it. And that might kill you. Because you can't have grapes and it's a grape sweetener, right? That's what the bag says. Right? Be free. Go. Be free. Thank you so much for watching the video. Give it a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you in the next one.